Welcome back to Disturbed Reality. The notorious four letters CJNG, short for Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación, spread fear and terror upon an utter mention. A cartel so brutal, they've been compared to guerrilla combatants and terrorists. Since their creation in 2010, following the fracture of the old Milenio cartel, CJNG have grown rapidly and have taken over large parts of the Mexican drug trade, leaving a trail of bloodshed and body parts in their wake. Whether it be AKs, ARs, RPGs, or just a good old-fashioned machete, their strategy is purely hyper-violence. Many such examples can be seen online, as CJNG like to broadcast their heinous killings as a warning to others. You cross us, you die, and die horribly. Needless to say, CJNG boss Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, aka El Mencho, rules with an iron fist. You'd be forgiven to believe that nobody in the organisation would dare double-cross the boss. However, this isn't the case. In spite of the brutality of CJNG and the consequences of betrayal, Carlos Enrique Sánchez, aka El Cholo, with the dreams of money, power and influence, left the organisation in late 2017 to early 2018. Despite being an early member of the CJNG organisation, he was a high-level lieutenant within the cartel. To be precise, he left the criminal group with another CJNG member by the name of Eric Valencia Salazar, aka L85, a man with personal connections to Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes. In fact, he worked with El Mencho in the days of the Milenio cartel. They went back a long way. While still working for CJNG, Eric Valencia Salazar was arrested by Mexican forces in March of 2012. Subsequently, he spent 5 years behind bars before his release. It was actually a federal judge who absolved him due to violations in his due process and that there was insufficient evidence against him. Upon being released from prison, many experts in the narco world expected him to once again work for CJNG, though this wasn't the case. After his release from prison, L85 contacted Carlos Enrique Sánchez, aka El Cholo, a high-ranking member of the CJNG, to start a campaign against El Mencho and break away. They formed a cartel known as the Nueva Plaza Cartel, based in Jalisco, with El Cholo serving as the reported leader. By 2019, Carlos Enrique Sánchez and Eric Valencia Salazar had completely turned against CJNG. In fact, they were even aiding the Sinaloa cartel in fighting the CJNG. The new organisation were proving to be a thorn in El Mencho's side in the state of Jalisco. El Cholo continuously poked the hornet's nest. In fact, he even murdered a CJNG financier, which resulted in El Mencho sending a hit squad to take care of El Cholo. However, the hit failed and the Nueva cartel successfully retaliated by murdering the leader of the CJNG hit squad. The war between the two factions has seen a rise in violence in the city of Guadalajara over the past few years as the two groups, along with others, compete for control for the methamphetamine industry in the city. Aside from a growing alliance with the Sinaloa cartel, it's believed that El Cholo managed to successfully get top police officers on his payroll for protection. Despite his organisation being vastly outmatched by CJNG in terms of resources, manpower and wealth, they were having great success, though El Cholo was playing a dangerous game, and he was about to lose. On March the 18th, 2021, a video was released online depicting El Cholo captured and surrounded by heavily armed CJNG sicarios. The video is essentially a brief confession from El Cholo, where he states that he is supported by high-ranking police chief Omar Garcia Harfuch. Let's take a listen.
Mi nombre es Carlos Enrique Sánchez Martínez, alias el Cholo, originario de Guadalajara, Jalisco. encontré en esta situación por ser contra del CJNG. Me encontré en el Distrito Federal con Omar García Harfuch para que me brindara apoyo, ya que ambos somos contras del CJNG. Y sí me brindó el apoyo, nada más me dijo que ocupaba algo relevante para poder dejarse caer aquí a la ciudad, toda su gente o el apoyo que iba a mandarme. Y empecé yo con las fosas, todas las de Tonalá, Tlaquepaque, Trajumulco, Popan, yo las hice y yo mismo hablaba a las autoridades para que me reventaran para que fuera algo relevante. Así como me apoya aquí en la ciudad es el 03 Mario Alberto y el 02 Zambrano, me brindan la atención en todo. Igual yo mandé a aventar la granada ahí al consulado americano para que se calentara toda la ciudad. Igual le di la orden a Marino para que matara a las 11 personas que fue hace poco en Tonalá, en la colonia La Jauja. Todo el desmadre que se vio pues fue por órdenes mías, pero para que Harfuch me apoyaran todos. Por eso es la situación en la que me encuentro. Ustedes muchachos, los pocos, muchos que sean los que queden apoyándome, pues déjense de cosas y dedíquense a la familia mejor. Es como que veo yo.
This is the last known footage of El Cholo before his brutal demise. The video translation is as follows. My name is Carlos Enrique Sánchez Martinez, aka El Cholo. I am originally from Guadalajara, Jalisco. I'm here because I'm an enemy of CJNG. I met with Omar García Harfuch in the Federal District so that he could give me his backing. This is due to us both being after the CJNG, and he did give me his full support, but he told me that he needed something relevant in return so that I could operate with his support and his people among this city. And so, I kicked everything off. All of the crimes that took place in the local area, I am personally responsible for, and I myself called the authorities so that they would turn everything into a heightened police matter. The individuals who sponsor support here in the city are Mario Alberto, aka L03, and Sembrano, aka L02. Anyways, I'm the person responsible for that grenade thrown some time ago at the American consulate. This was done to generate panic within the city. I also gave El Marino the orders to kill the 11 Masons in Tonalá. All the chaotic crimes that took place were done on my orders, but I did this on the condition that Omar García Harfuch would support me in everything. He is a criminalistic individual. You guys, the few or many that are still left supporting me, it's best for your own good to just start taking care of your families so that you don't end up like me. The last part of that statement is pretty chilling, if you ask me. Shortly after this, El Cholo would be brutally murdered by CJNG sicarios, and he wasn't given a quick death. Shortly after the interrogation video was released, a body was found in Guadalajara. The body was tightly wrapped in black plastic, with notes stabbed into the body. One of the notes simply read, El Cholo the traitor. Although this was revenge against El Cholo, it was also a public statement not to mess with CJNG. It's believed that the body was dropped off during the daytime. The corpse was soon taken for autopsy, which is where the signs of torture became apparent. He wasn't given a quick death. It's believed that he was subjugated to hours of savagery. 7 of his toes were broken, and 1 toe was cut off. He suffered numerous broken ribs, and to immobilize him, both of his legs were basically destroyed. So in both legs they broke his tibia, patella and femur. He also had various knife lacerations. And most disturbingly, all while he was alive, his eyes were gouged out, and his tongue was pulled out. And when I say pulled out, I mean pulled out. The autopsy revealed that his tongue wasn't cut out, it was somehow pulled out with a heavy pressure object. So essentially they clamped his tongue with some sort of object and they just pulled it out. I can't even imagine that. He was also subjugated to high voltage electrocutions, and it's believed he was finally killed with 3 gunshots to the head. In fact, you can indeed find El Cholo's autopsy pictures online. There are some unconfirmed rumours that the torture and murder of El Cholo was captured on camera. However, no such footage exists online, and quite frankly I believe it to be an urban legend, although I am surprised that CJNG didn't record this given who El Cholo was and what he did. They filmed the interrogation, they left his body in a public place, but for whatever reason they didn't record the torture and execution. It does seem strange, but at the end of the day, these cartels operate in a world of their own. Despite the death of El Cholo, the Nueva Plaza Cartel continue to operate in Jalisco, though leader Eric Valencia Salazar is now handling the cartel with a lower profile. In fact, as of right now, his whereabouts is unknown. It seems that he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Not only is he wanted by Mexican authorities, but more crucially, El Mencho wants his head. Though, we shall see how that plays out. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the content. If you can enjoy this sort of content, this video was something a little bit different, hence why it's a bonus video. You know, it's a cartel case, though it isn't necessarily based around gore. So yeah, for me at least, this is an experiment video to see what you guys think, because in the future, I do plan on covering different cases, still disturbing content, but maybe not gore, but we'll see how that plays out. Anyway, thank you guys for the support, it's much appreciated. Check out my socials in the pinned comment, and yeah, as always, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next one.